What's up, comic book junkies? Mike Smith here at Nighttiger Comics, and it's been a long time since I put out a video. And I kind of apologize for that. Been a lot of family events going on, and doing these videos on YouTube is a lot of work. And I just am enjoying reading the comics, doing live shows. But I got a stack built up here, so we're gonna show some comic books in the raw, eBay, uh, LCS buys, and some cracking slabs I've been doing. Having fun with that. I've been doing one a week. So this week, I cracked open my. That's not the bag for it. Oh, yeah, it is. My victory, major victory number 3, 1945, 1.8. And I've been reading it. I started reading it. It's got some great stuff in it. It's got some bug chew. A couple people showed me their copies, and not only this a 3-issue run, but someone showed their number 1 and had bug chew also. So I don't know if that's from the same collection or it's just a really tasty comic. But this has got some great art in it. It's the main story. Great splash page. What else is in here? Corporal Grand. There's another, I think a female superhero in here. That is really cool. A lot of Nazi stories. We got Rocket Boy. Some cool vintage Golden Age stuff. Wartime comic. Maybe I was mistaken. Here's the other one, Canine. It does involve, I don't know if he turns into a dog. There's a lot of dog panels after this page. I haven't read this yet, but that's on my agenda. So I busted that one open. And I busted this other one open too. Let me put this in a place where it's not going to get any further damage. Yeah, I don't use kid gloves with my books. I opened that slab up on Gratu's Dum Dum video, and I just pulled that thing apart. Pieces are flying in the air. I mean, I don't go crazy, but I don't like to just tiptoe around with comics. Comics were meant to be held and handled and read, and so I busted this one open. Now, someone on Facebook showed me the census on this book, and there's only 7 on the census, so I definitely took the value down once I cracked it, but I wanted to read it. I did start reading it, and it's super fun. Crack Comics, number 23, 1942, featuring the Black Condor. 4.0, man. So I think this was, yeah. I took the value down, but I don't care. I mean, that's not why I collect. I collect to read these things and to enjoy them, experience them, stuff like this. When I was a kid, I would get those Overstreet guides. They didn't have internet at the time. Find them at yard sales, and I'd just dream about the Golden Age books. You'd see those color pictures in there, and I never thought that I could own them. It never dawned on me that I could have a big collection of this stuff. And now my dreams have come true. I just love to hold them, smell them. Yeah. So that's Crack Comics 23. So I got some books. I just stopped in the LCS yesterday. We're having family events every weekend, and sometimes it can be overwhelming, but it's also, when you're there, it's fun, especially when the grandkids are there. I'm enjoying, I got to see my granddaughter Sadie, which I don't see too often because they move further away. So I played in the pool with her for hours with my other granddaughter, Elena. But so I stopped into LCS that was nearby, and I've been looking for this book, and I actually looked online for a couple copies of it to see what it's going for. He happened to have this on the wall for 18, and it was a near mint copy. So Dave Stevens, King Kong #1, was 1990, and I'm a big Dave Stevens fan. I wasn't up till like the beginning of last year, and then all you people, especially Tom Ryan, really got me into collecting Dave Stevens stuff. So I've been looking for it. So $18, I figured that's not bad, and I got me a nice Mylar here for it. I forget what they were going online for. I think like 25, $30. Then you got shipping, so not a bad deal. I did pull it out at the store and look at it, and it's flawless. So I'll pick that up. So I went through his dollar bin. I pulled out some books for my grandson. He's really into Doctor Doom. So I found some of those Marvel Greatest reprint in the dollar bin that had the Doctor Doom covers, the good ones. So I picked those up for him. And I'll always pick these ones up even if I have them. Oh, before I get into those, what I just mentioned, I forgot. I told Josh, shout out to him, River Monster Comics, Denellen, great shop. At the time I talked to him, I hadn't been in there in a while. They were doing these Golden Age reprints with the foil covers, and there was only a few out. So I thought, I'd like to get them. Told them to save them for me because I didn't know they were going to start just bombarding us with all kinds of them. And when they do that, they're not as desirable because they're all over the place. So he had a big stack, and I felt bad, but I only took this one. First appearance of the Teen Titans. What is that? Brave and the Bold, number 54 reprint, foil cover. I didn't have a whole lot of money to spend on comics. Otherwise, I would have bought them all. So I hope you're okay with that, Josh. He said he was. Oh, it has the ad on the back. Check that out. They had the first Robin, which I don't know. I turned that one down. It was $8.99. I didn't want to pay $8.99, so I'm like, I'll just take this one. I felt bad, so I figured I'd grab one of them. Great shop, though. Great dollar bins. Man, there's a ton of early Defenders. I keep grabbing them, keep putting them back. But these I love. My favorite series. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I have this issue. I remember this one off the news. I remember it was on the newsstand. I don't know if I have it. I haven't checked. But even if I have a double, this is great stuff for giveaway. Great series, Jonah Hex. And it ended in the late 80s, 64. And I think that's a Giordano cover, if I'm not. No, Lopez. I think that's a Lopez cover. I can't see. I mean, it's got a little bit of chipping off the edge, but it's still pretty nice. Like I said, Jonah Hex. Always a great read, and I'm actually in the middle of reading it. Are you guys reading Jonah Hex? Do you read it? Do you pick it up? I recommend if you find it in the dollar bins. And actually, these books, usually in most shops, in this kind of condition, go for $5. And if they're really nice, like VF Plus, they want to charge you like 10, 15, 20 bucks. So if you can find them for under $5, I guarantee picking them up always will be a great read. So I got that one, and then I picked up this one. What number is this? Number 46. Looks like a Joe Kubert cover. Yes, it is. I think I have that one for sure. I'll always pick up Jonah Hex, even doubles, triples for $1, because I know that this is good stuff to pass along for prizes. All right, so what else do we got here? I'm always looking for certain Golden Age books. I don't have like a list that I have written down or anything, but I have it saved up here. Like in a lot of the series, I'll know like the harder books to get, the more desirable ones. And sometimes it's just that spidey sense that I've honed from shopping online and checking online daily for years. And you kind of build a database in your head. And so you know what you're looking for, and you know what the price point is good, where it's an investable book. So these books here usually go for a little more than 50, sometimes to $100. These are the harder ones to get out of the series. And I've only seen 2 or 3 people have this book over the last few years. I've seen it in pictures and in books, but I've never seen actual ownership 2 or 3 times. So this is the Wacky Mind Machine cover, Super Snipe cover comics. And there are certain issues that are very common. And if you just want to read a really, really good series, this is the one. I forget the kid's name, but he's touted as the kid with the most comics in America. And it's written really good, and the art is really good too. It's like, this is like, the kid's like a Dennis the Menace. So he always sees a problem, and when he wants to help out or whatever, he turns to his superhero, and he puts on his cape and his little costume. And usually he ends up like a misadventure where he bungles it or gets in trouble. And he has a lot of supporting characters. He has the Margaret of the series. Usually him or his friend will get the credit for what he did, and he gets in trouble. And there'll be panels where he gets spanked by his parents and stuff. And it's really a fun book. I highly recommend it, and especially those common issues. Pick them up and read them. This one I paid $56.66 with the shipping, but like I said, this is a tough one to get. I've been looking for this one for several years for under 50, so that's with the shipping. Because usually this book goes for well over 100. Well, not well over, but about $100 is the price point. So, and it's a really nice copy too. It's Super Snipe Comics number 39 from December 1947. Come across these in a shop or something, pick them up. When you read it, you'll have a really good time reading it. So I got that one, and I also got this one. This one is just a bit lower grade, so this one here is probably like a 6.5, 7.0, and this one here is probably like a 5.0, 4.5. But it looks really good. It's a black cover. Outer space, skiing. This one is a really tough cover, or a tough issue to get to. So I paid $60 with the shipping for it. This is number 14 from February 45, so it's a little earlier. It's the war era. Got the Man in the Moon. And you'll always see him on the cover. No, this one you don't, but most of the time you'll see a little thing where he's over here pretending to be whatever, and this is like in his mind what he sees himself as. A great series. I forget who. I should have wrote some notes on it. I know the guy's first name is George. He's got a French last name. He does the art of the story. It's really good stuff. So, all right, where are we at? I got this. So this is an EC comic. It's a little earlier. It's 48, 49. Graham Ingalls. I paid $39.32, which I kind of thought, and it's low grade. It's got some really damage. It's dirty. And I thought, oh man, started rethinking this purchase. Like, did I spend too much? Why did I buy this? It's so low grade. I read it. It was really fun. But go on eBay. So I went on eBay just to ease my mind, and there were grades the same as this. They were asking like $90 to $100 in this title. So this is the Good Girl cover, and I even think this issue there was like a 1.8 for like 70, 80, 90, 100 bucks. I don't remember. So it made me feel good that the purchase was below market value, and yeah. And I'm trying to collect these Good Girl. I'm trying to put together one of the best Western Good Girl collections, and I have like a short box and a half of Golden Age Good Girl stuff. Like I said, I read it. It was really fun. Well worth it. So that's number 8 for March 49. And these gunfighters from EC, really, really tough to get, especially at 40 bucks. Like I said, even they're hard to get in higher conditions, like above a 3.0, really tough to get them. Because I guess kids really read the crap out of those. What else? Oh, this one I read this week. It only had 2 stories in it, which was kind of weird. But House of Mystery 208. I think that's a Nick Cardy cover. And then I think I saw Dope Comics post this on Instagram the day after. So it was pretty cool. I don't know why this is here. I just got it I got it out of the box to take a picture and threw it in the pile by mistake, but I've had this a while. Nazi U-boat cover. Blue Beetle 1944, number 34. I bought this. What did I buy? I bought this 2 years ago, actually, almost to the in March of 2022 for $102 with the shipping. Man, the price of Golden Age is just going. It's out. Wow, I'm shocked. I continue to see books that I've bought under the radar for like $30, 25. Just a popular comics issue with a high grade Felix the Cat winter cover. I just saw somebody listing that for 300 bucks, and I bought it off my comic shop for 30. And I'm like, that's just an example of like books that I've been finding over the last 4 or 5 years for 20, 30, 50 bucks. People are nowadays they're just listing them for 200, 300, 400. I'm like, what's going on? To me, last year between September and December, it seemed like Golden Age kind of dropped. I was finding a lot of stuff, and then all of a sudden, it's like everything shot back up this year, and I'm constantly looking at stuff every day, and I'm just flabbergasted at the prices. I'm like, I can't believe it. Now, I don't know if they're actually selling, but it seems like everyone's oblivious to whatever. They're just selling all these books for jacked up prices. It's insane. Oh, I found this one. Like this one here, I found. No, this is a fine, probably like a 5.0 for 50. But you don't find books. I'm okay. I'm getting tongue tied because I'm getting excited. You guys, you really got to check eBay if you want to get into Golden Age. You got to check it like every 3 hours a day, new listings, because you want to be the first one. Because there are people that are not dealers. They don't go by the market. They just either sports cards or they're flea market dealers or private owners or whatever, and they list books at a really great price. And I found this for $50. It's unheard of to find a Mary Marvel. I mean, it was exactly 50 with shipping. It was free shipping and then tax. I think it was like 45 bucks or something. A really nice condition. Number 25, June 48. And these books normally nowadays are running 150 bucks in this condition, at least. So, like I say, if you want to get into Golden Age and you want to find it at a nice, affordable, dare I say, cheap price, you got to be checking new listings. So, you go on eBay, you put in comics, you go to the settings or the filters, you put category comics, new listings, buy it now, Golden Age, and just sift through. Go through at least the first 10 pages every 3 hours, even less. I mean, if you really want to, if you got the time, that's how you're going to find the stuff. Otherwise, good luck, because their books, they'll go on there. They'll be like the third or fourth new listing, and I'll click on them, and it'll say already sold. One that a couple weeks ago was called The Red Comet, and it was actually an Australian Golden Age superhero, and it was $75 in that book. It was nice condition, a really tough book to find, and very scarce. And I was like, man, that's a book, if it's 75, you want to pay it, because you could sell it for double that. Okay, what else? So this is the book I bought a while ago. I didn't show it. I took it apart. I actually soaked the cover and all the wraps and put it back together. Now, I put new staples in it. I was going to put the originals back into it, but I put them on a napkin. I put them away. And when I went back one day, I don't know how, one of the staples had disappeared. So I'm like, yeah, it's a book I'm going to keep. I got it cheap. It's going to stay in my collection. I'm going to read it. It's for me. So I put 2 new staples in it. So this is Don Wilson, number 57, November 1947. And it's Salvador Sal. I don't think it's her first appearance, but maybe her first cover appearance. I don't know. But it's got that girl aspect to it. And it had some mold on it. That's why I soaked it. And I wanted to see if I could do it. You know, if I could buy these books with mold, and if I had the patience to pull them apart, soak the wraps and whatever. And I do. It was fun. It just took a while, though. And I actually have a Don Wilson flag cover that I got for $20 off eBay. And it's supposed to be here today. I don't know what happened to it. No, I'm sorry. I have a Batman Golden Age coming today. It was supposed to be here. But I have a Don Wilson flag cover. It should be here on Monday, which was on eBay for $20. Now it was like a 2.0, but for $20, flag cover, faucet, Golden Age, you know, that's a great buy. I was excited because I'm really trying to build another genre, which is the patriotic war stamp flag cover type collection, and getting ready to do an annual live stream at the end of June every year for 4th of July, and that's actually coming up. So I got this 3 comic lot here. It's Golden Age, ACG, American Comic Group. And I'm after one of the books in here for a while. It's a horror kind of type book, but usually it's lower grade than what I got it for and much more money. People want like $50 or in that area, and for a lower grade. So let me show you the ones that I didn't really care about first. And they're all like fine or VG plus. So this is Cookie number 16, funniest kid in town. And you know, go check the listings for these books and you'll see I got these in a 3-issue lot. They all came out to about $9.60 a piece. Really thick book, good reading right there, nice copy. You know, I thought about putting them for giveaways, but now that I got them and I look them over and I hold them, that's like, I don't know. I want to hold on to them for a while. I really like them. So it was that one, the bowling cover, and then I got this one. I rarely ever find lots of comics of good stuff. I see a lot of people do it. I really do. This one's probably like a VG plus, but it's a hockey cover. Cookie, the funniest kid in town. Obviously kind of like an Archie-esque book. That's number 17 from February 49. So for $10 a piece, goodbye. I think this one is probably worth the whole $30. So this is the one I've been after. This is from number 19 from June 49. It's got this like a horror cover, Tunnel of what does it say? Tunnel of Horrors. It's got all those skulls at the top right under Cookie. Look at that. Like skeletons or whatever. It's a really nice copy too. Really cool cover. I like that big sign. It says Tunnel of Horrors. And then these, if you could see, it's got all these little skeletons. They're kind of looking, peeking over the border there. So yeah, so this came out for $9.60. Not bad. Okay, so I rarely ever get out and look at new listings for Silver Age under eBay. But when I go days and days and don't see really any good thing on the Golden Age, I said, you know, let me try some silver. So one day I did it, and you know what? One of the first books I found was this. Now it's missing part of the cover, but not in a bad place. And this is a book that everybody wants. So Showcase 79, first appearance of Dolphin, December 68. And that was $26 with shipping. What do you guys think? Would you have grabbed it? I don't know, it's just a dynamic cover. I forget who the guy that did this issue, he created her, and I think he didn't do much work in comics. I think he was a graphic artist or something like that when he did this issue. But I do have a little bit better copy already. But for 20 bucks, you cannot pass up on that. So who knows, there might be a future giveaway. I don't know. They look good together though, don't they? So I got that. You know what I tell myself? I'm trying not to buy comics. And then I end up with this big stack on my desk after about 2 months. And I'm like, I gotta do a video eventually. Because I want to start putting them away. You know, I get that anxiety. So what else do I got here? So I went to the LCS, the little LCS, Vibranium Comics. So shout out to Austin, great owner. He's actually put together and sponsoring a little comic show coming up in 2 weeks called Brick City. Here in Ocala at the college, it's $5 to get in. There's gonna be a ton of vendors there. So if you're in the area, I recommend going. And next week is New Comic Book Day. So it's a big shop. We got back issues, gonna be 50% off. Then in June, we got the Comic Fest, which is another small comic show, which would be at the mall, and there's no entry fee. And that's always a good place to find deals. I always find a lot of great stuff there. So I went to his shop. I haven't been there in a while. He doesn't have a lot of older stuff in the back issues. And Austin, I'm sorry, but a lot of this stuff is overpriced. So I did find a few books. Now, these came out to, oh, wait, how many books did I find? Yeah, I'm missing one of them, I think. Oh yeah, here it is. So I got these 4 books. They're all Silver Age, and they're all $5 a piece. So he was about to walk out the door, and I'm like, hey, Austin, I'm buying these. How much? So he gave me one free. So it was 15 bucks for these. One's a Marvel. I read them. Or so far I read 3 of them. So it's really low grade. House of Mystery, number 126, September 62. I mean, it's cheesy DC. I mean, it's really, really cheesy. It was fun, but I mean, it's I don't know how to say it. If you know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that they're not fun, and I don't say I don't enjoy reading them, but they are cheesy, like simplistically written, formulaic, kind of know what's going to happen. Sometimes like this one here, that tells you panel per panel, like what's going, like the action, they have to describe it in the dialogue. It's a Kurt Swan art, so there were things where like scenes where Superman was thrown against the wall, and it was just like so undramatic. And yeah, this was a really silly story about this armored silent knight that is able to beat Superman, actually cuts his uniform, and ended up being some meteor or something that landed, or a rocket with the metal, and this villain that vowed to get revenge on Superman took it and made it into armor with over a robot, and then Superman figured it out and cheesily beat it at the end. But it is what it is. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I mean, I know what to expect from that. That's Action Comics 329. What year is that? I didn't put the year on it. It's had to be like 67, 68. This one, I think I have this one already, but this is one that, as a kid, I saw it and I always wanted to read it. So now when I find it for cheap, I pick it up. I hadn't read it in quite a while, and I want to read it again. I haven't got to it yet. So what is that? Superman number 164. Of course, another Kurt Swan cover, Lex Luthor, bare knuckle with Superman. So I'm sure it'll be cheesy, but I still want to read it. Then I got this one. This is a pretty nice copy of this, and it's a Gil Kane cover. Monsters on the Prowl. Oog. What does it say? Oog lives again. And it's cheesy Jack Kirby, formulaic Kirby and Stan Lee. And then it's got another 3 stories in it. One's a Steve Ditko. Formulaic is all get out, but you know how it's nostalgic. It's fun. Giant monsters. Pretty nice copy too. I might pass that one on to the grandson or put it in the prize pack. And then what else we got here? So I bought this off eBay. So I have this. You know, I'm gonna pick up some more copies of this book. So I love werewolf covers, and a lot of them can be a little bit pricey. And you got to find some of them. The art, I'm looking for the ones where the art is cool. So this is a Marvel, high grade. It's black cover. I have this already, but I think I want to get a few more of these. I think once this book catches on, people are going to want money for this, because this is a really cool cover. I forget who does this cover. It looks like, I think it's John Severin. Check that cover out. And I got this for, what did I pay for this? $13.64 with shipping. It's a high grade, beautiful werewolf cover. I've always loved this book. Like I said, I have another high grade copy of it. But this is a book people come across and they'll see it like in a bin for high grade. I think they'll pay $20 for that. 20, 25. But I don't remember if I've read this or not yet. But I picked it up. It was a slow week. Didn't find much on eBay. I said, you know what? Let me grab this book. So I went to look. I was looking at different werewolf covers that I know from like DC, Bronze Age. I was looking at the Bronze Age ones, Marvel, and this one had the greatest price point for a high grade and the best looking cover. All right. I don't know why this is in here. This is a series that I like, though. First appearance of Barton in costume as Trick Shot. I think it's just here because I was going to read it. My read pile. But if you haven't read Solo Avengers and you want to read, and you don't want to spend a lot of money, like $1 a book, this is a great series. I think issue 5 has the really cool Moon Knight back issue story, or the back feature where he fights the Shroud. Okay, we got 2 books left. Now this next book, it's from Magazine Enterprises. I've really been after it for quite a while, and there are only a few that I see pop up, and one they wanted $50, and I really didn't want to pay $50, and I didn't really want a low grade copy either. So this ended up being a lower grade copy than I really wanted. I didn't really look it over until I got it. But the guy had 25 and I offered him 15, and you know what? He took it. So I didn't put a lot of money into it, but it's a cool looking Doc Holliday cover, and it's a cool looking cover. So I paid 22 with the shipping. Cowboys, Doc Holliday kicking over the table, cards, gambling. I like my Westerns. This is a pretty tough book. It's not really scarce, but it's kind of uncommon. And it's by Dick Ayers. So I do think I want to get an upgrade to this in the future if I can find one under 50 in high grade or like VF or something. Okay, so I hope you liked what you saw so far. I always try to, for myself, collect like really cool stuff, really odd, really scarce, Golden Age mostly. If it's Silver Age, I like to get that tough stuff. Or so this is a Silver Age book. My earliest of the series, it's DC, but I knew when I saw the price on this book that I should grab it because I know, like I said, you build this database in your head when you go through listings constantly, daily for years. So what was the price on this book? So before, I don't mean before shipping, but with shipping, it ended up being $37.45, and there was only one other book listing for this book, and it was like $250. So number 14, November '57, Brave and the Bold. Nice good girl cover, underwater cover. A lot of people collect those. Robin Hood. So it has 3 stories in it. It has The Silent Night, The Viking Prince, and then Robin Hood. And Robin Hood's on the cover. And these early issues of Brave and the Bold, not only are they tough to get, especially in a nice condition, but they can be expensive. And the Robin Hood story really wasn't that good, but I'll tell you what, the Viking Prince story and the Silent Night stories were really good. I really enjoyed those two. There wasn't a lot of meat to that Robin Hood story, a lot of plot or anything like that. But I think the Viking Prince was the ghost ship, so I liked that story. And the Silent Night had some good twists and turns to it that made it fun. So that's all that I got. What'd you guys think? I hope you enjoyed it. I know this is kind of a longer video, but this is the kind of format I like to do. I like to do the real like collector videos, like the hardcores. And a lot of us that have been around for years are not putting out a lot of content anymore. I Love Disney and Comics isn't putting out videos. Read Comics 81's not putting out a whole lot. Tom Ryan, puts out like once a month. So he's doing a little bit of content, but like it's different. Even Charlton 66, who used to do a lot of haul videos, he's not doing too much. Captain Strangelove, I think he puts out once a month, but it's not like the heyday. Like right before COVID, it was like a wild west. We were seeing haul videos constantly, like once a week, twice a week, and I miss those days. But I hope you enjoyed this. Nighttiger saying peace out, have a good week. I don't even know when I'll put this up. Probably on a Saturday morning. So hopefully you'll watch it. Thank you for your support. I'm out of here.